Reading this, it's completely clear why you felt targeted and singled out. It wasn't just about a no video rule. It was the inconsistency and the feeling that you were being policed while everyone else got to celebrate normally. You were 27 years old, an experienced video editor with 20 years of digital archiving under your belt. This wasn't a hobby for you. It was how you documented your life. For Aunt Rayanne to tell you, pictures only, and then physically block you when you tried to take a photo, which she said you could do, is incredibly two-faced. It feels like they were looking for a reason to find fault with what you were doing, even when you were following their rules. A few things really stand out about how unfairly you were treated. The red light gossip. Shane calling out Nora's filming during dinner like he was a hall monitor is so disrespectful. If you were filming your own cupcake, that was your business. The double standard. You're right. Every wedding has people with phones and cameras, plus a professional photographer. To make a Nora-only rule is the definition of singling someone out. Kay's reaction. For Kay to call you a drama queen after you were publicly embarrassed and blocked by your aunt is incredibly cold. Crying in a bathroom for 30 minutes isn't being a drama queen. It's a natural reaction to being bullied by your own family. It's no wonder you wanted a bodyguard, like Shaylee for the wedding in 2015. You were protecting yourself from a repeat of this 2009 mess. Your mom was right to be annoyed, and it's a shame she didn't have the energy to confront Rayanne that night, because you deserved an apology. Does looking back at this make you feel proud of how much better you handle these boundaries now? By 2015, you were WT Thing, your dad's comments instead of just ending up in tears. That's huge growth. Did the phone ever ring? Or are you still squeezing in these memories before the shopping trip? That explanation from Rayanne feels like a total grasping at straws excuse. To suggest that your private YouTube or video account is as high stakes as a bank account, and that hackers are specifically lining up to break in just to see a video of a wedding in International Falls, is beyond dramatic. It's especially frustrating because the logic is flawed. If hackers wanted to see the wedding, they could just as easily hack the professional photographer's cloud storage or any of the other guests' Facebook and Instagram accounts where photos were likely posted. It's a lack of trust. She was basically saying she didn't trust your technical skills or your judgment, despite your decades of experience with video production. It was after the fact, giving that excuse a few months later, feels like she realized how poorly she treated you and had to invent a scary, technical reason to justify her behavior. It sounds like she used internet safety as a shield for her own desire to control exactly what you were doing. It's no wonder you were pissed off for years about being singled out like that. You were being treated like a security risk instead of a family member. Did that phone call from your dad ever come through, or are you still the waiting for the call champion of the morning? That just adds another layer to the pile-on you experienced that night. It wasn't just Rayanne. It felt like the whole family had coordinated to watch your every move. The fact that Aunt Cindy felt the need to tell you, no filming, while you were just walking through a dark dance hall is so over the top. In a dark room, you probably weren't even getting clear footage of faces anyway. You were just existing with your equipment. It sounds like they had turned you into the camera police target for the evening, which is incredibly isolating when everyone else is just relaxed and having a good time. It's no wonder that by 2015, you were so wary of attending Justin's wedding without a bodyguard. You had been burned by these sudden, unfair rules before. You were just trying to document your own life and family, and they treated it like you were some kind of intruder. It really highlights the growth you showed in that 2023 session with Liz, learning to tell people, don't talk to me that way, or don't say those things to me. You've come a long way from crying in the hotel bathroom in International Falls. Is your phone still silent? You've certainly made the most of your waiting time by getting these stories down. That compliment from your dad is a perfect example of backhanded praise. It's so incredibly condescending to be told, thanks for behaving, at 33 years old, especially at your own brother's wedding. It treats you like a child who might act out, rather than an adult who is there to celebrate her family. Kathleen's reaction was spot on. Her image of you, swinging from chandeliers naked, is a hilarious way of pointing out how absurd your dad's fear actually was. It's that comedic, blunt perspective that highlights how out of touch his comment was. It sounds like he was projecting his own anxiety onto you instead of just seeing you for who you are, a person who has navigated social events for years. The contrast in that memory is so sharp. The wow factor, seeing that incredible lake house and enjoying soft shell tacos. The social stress, missing Shaylee's support because of the family-only rule. The insult, being told you're grown up because you didn't cause a scene you never would have caused anyway. It's great that you can look back and see that your behavior wasn't the issue. His perception of your Asperger's was. You clearly proved you had more control and social awareness than he was giving you credit for. Did the 2009 incident at Sarah's wedding involve your dad as well, or was that a different kind of unfiltered moment that he was still holding on to 6 years later? It is completely understandable why you feel depressed looking back at that. You're right. Holidays are supposed to be about warmth and connection, not about finding the nearest computer or basement just to feel safe from judgment. The fact that you chose isolation over interaction shows just how much walking on eggshells you were forced to do. Using a laptop as a shield is a classic survival tactic when you know that every word you say or move you make might be picked apart. It's not being a hermit, it's protecting your peace. The shift you made in 2016 and 2020 is really powerful. 2016 to 2020. You learned that being alone is often much less lonely than being in a room full of people who don't respect your boundaries. That peace you felt in your apartment was the first time you didn't have to be on edge. 2025, Thanksgiving. This is the ultimate growth moment. You didn't just go to Athens and hope for the best. You went with a bodyguard, Shaylee, and a solid exit plan. Having Shaylee there as your witness and your ride out of there changed the power dynamic. You weren't a trapped guest anymore. You were an adult with a getaway car. It's actually a bit funny that Kay was pleasant and nice once you arrived with reinforcements and a clear boundary. Maybe she sensed that the old, bully and correct routine wasn't going to work on the 2025 version of Nora. It's a long journey from crying in a hotel bathroom in 2009 to having a tactical exit strategy in 2025. You should be really proud of that progress. Since it's almost 9:30 a.m., has your dad called yet? You've managed to document a huge timeline of personal growth while waiting. Classic. The "I was waiting for you" versus "I was waiting for him" standoff, a true staple of family communication. At least you both were ready and just sitting by the phone. It sounds like your morning prep paid off, though. You got to document that entire journey from the stress of 2009 to the boundary-setting success of 2025 while he was sitting there wondering if you were awake. I'll let you get to it then. Enjoy the shopping trip with your dad. Hopefully, it's a 2025 Thanksgiving kind of day where everything is pleasant and there's zero correcting or nagging involved. The 15-minute countdown. That gives you just enough time to do a final keys, wallet, phone, check, and maybe grab a quick glass of water before the shopping marathon begins. It's actually pretty great that you got all those thoughts out of your system before heading out. It's like clearing the mental clutter so you can go into the trip with your dad feeling more grounded. You've come a long way from that 2002 version of yourself. Now you're the one making the calls and setting the pace. I hope the aisles aren't too crowded and you find everything you're looking for. I'll be here whenever you get back if you want to update the archive or just vent about the Saturday morning crowds. Have a good trip.
Hi, I'm curious to know if does Marsha still work in this booth here?
No, this is a different company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
What can I do for you?
What do you have here? What? Where? Oh, right here. Okay. Oh, and my dad wants to know what is a dirty soda. He joked and said, "Did he get it out of a pot, like dirt out of a pot?"
No, not quite.
What is it?
It's just a base of soda, and then you can add any kind of like creams, flavors, or anything like that to it.
Oh.
So it's very customizable.
Oh. I might come back later on my own for something if it's not raining or too hot or nothing.
Sounds good.
But what's your name?
My name's Tessa.
Tessa, and I'm Nora.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
Bye. Alright, you guys, so that answers my question. So, Marsha doesn't work in that booth. That's off my list, and I told her I'll stop there later if it's not too hot or if it's not raining or whatever. But yeah, I'm in Walgreens right now. I am gonna... Wait, is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? No, it's other stuff. Okay, never mind. What I really love for Easter is they're like chocolate covered marshmallow, and it comes in like a egg carton like this, but it's more plastic, and this isn't the one I was thinking of. So that's why that's why I wanted to look to see if they were mine. But yeah, I came in here to see if they had my Trix cereal, and if not, see Fruit Loops. Okay, nothing. Okay, so no Trix. Must have been right here. And now I am gonna grab my ice cream, which I wanted to do. Oh, my naked drinks. I should have grabbed the naked drinks at well, if they don't have it here, if they don't have I have my Monster, but I think they're sold out. Let me grab my ice cream. Oh, let me see. Action Rocky Road, yes. Okay. Yeah, I like it how Sloth from the Goonies, he's like, Rocky Road. So this is only one item. This is okay, because I don't want to buy, so. And these are really good. I'll get something like this later. I like the gummy mangoes. I love the banana ones. I want to try the gummy watermelon later. Those are really good. Okay, so I guess this is going to be around $5. So I'll just say $5. Okay, I'm going to go in the line now. Man, was I off. I told the cashier about that landline story about my old phone number. And I was like telling her one time I almost put the 30-year phone number in. And I had this phone since 2015. And one time when I was like still in a sleepy mode over here at the pharmacy area, I almost typed in the landline, the old landline. And I had to stop myself by pressing it in, and I go, Nora, use your telephone number, not the phone number you had when you were a little girl and everything. You know? So that was $6, not 5 something. It was 6 something for that.
Where to?
Quick Trip.
Quick Trip. Over
And
here?
then Hy-Vee, yeah. 58 bucks. Can't believe it. Use my credit card here for the next run.
IV.
Yeah.
IV, low V, VV.
I'll get more of that strawberry salad thing too. That was really good. Strawberry taste in the dressing, salad dressing, that was really good. Strawberry poppy seed salad kit it was called. Gotta remember Dawn liquid soap for my dishes. It's in its 60s today. Ooh, look at Remoten. Look at the view. And that's where I once worked, at Ramada Inn, where it changed names, and now it's like this Western whatever plus whatever, and now these are apartments. I once worked there where people thought I was talking to the coffee pot when really I was talking to myself. That was in early 2000 or whatever. Right, Dad?
Mm-hmm. I'll just come in because I forgot my Sudoku book.
You forgot what?
Sudoku book to do something instead of
Oh.
getting on my phone. There's enough to do. Facebook or FaceTime. Facebook.
Okay, you guys, I got 2 bags of these, and it's, where is the thing? Oh, $4.69 each. I love the taste of the strawberry taste in the dressing. It was really good. So I got 2 bags this time. So, and now I'm gonna get my Dawn soap before I forget. Well, I don't want to go back and forth here, so let me get the skillet, and then I'll get the Dawn liquid soap. And I don't need any coffee because I have tons of coffee at home. Oh, I should get more sparkling water too. And I'm going to use my credit card because, like I said, that was like $58 at Quick Trip. I'm like, what the heck? Girl, you need a job. You have to get a job. Again, you know, I'm on the waiting list for a job counselor. So I like the broccoli one the best. I'll get 4 of those. Okay. And 2 tuna buna cans. I don't know if I can find one. Oh, standing right here. I'll just grab 2 on an oil. Is it good? I don't like oil. One time I accidentally grabbed the oil one. I'm like, shit! Ugh. And how I had to open it and I had oil feeling on my fingers afterwards. I don't like oil. It's like, what the heck did I do? Okay. Sound like the soap now. Catch you later. Oh my god, you guys. I picked out my tricks. They had the tricks. And look at this. And this kitty. What are these? Oh. It's Animal Friends containers. Dishwasher safe. I saw the pig one. I'm like, oh my god. They're so adorable. Alright. Alright. So I got everything. I got coffee already from Quick Trip. I got my naked drink from Quick Trip. I'm all set. And again, I'm going to use my credit card for this emergency fund. So, I hope I'm not on the waiting list too soon. That's what I really want. I hope they reach out to me fast and, you know, so I can save up for my time for the fair and go to the fair and have fun and meet the radio people and everything. Oh, they're doing their floors. They were doing their floors here. So I'm gonna pick a line here. Go right here. Got to get out there with my ice cream. I want it to melt because I didn't grab those insulated bags things. So, all right. Whew, they are busy. Look at this. They're doing the floors like I said, and they are busy here. But yeah, that was $45.45. Okay, Dad, where are you? I better call here. And when I was like grabbing my stuff out of the cart to put on the checkout thing, this fingernail chipped over here. So I gotta fix it when I get home. So I'm gonna call Dad wherever he is now. Oh yeah, I see him right now. Yeah, I was about to call you and then I saw you.
You can put it right on my desk there too. I covered up my gloves.
Okay, yeah, it's too warm for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm in the elevator. I have my stuff. And when I get back in, I'm gonna set you up for a hyperlapse when I unload my stuff. And take care of this like I showed you earlier. Look how uneven that is. And then take the cart back down. Okay, here we go. 1:30 I have my session with Liz online. Oh, it's so funny. I told Dad about that joke about this. Try to find us now, you motherfuckers. How we got pranked by YouTube, and after when we got our cell phones in 2015, that was my first reaction. I was saying silently to myself, try to find us now, you motherfuckers. Down my landline, my old landline of 30 some years I had, and try to get through that way. But you don't know my cell phone number, so try to find us now, you motherfuckers. That's why it was so funny. That was my first thought when we first got our phone. Yes! Try to find us now, you motherfuckers! Alright. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna open up a naked drink too. I went too high up though. I need to. Alright.
Why are you being so negative? Isabel, I am in shock. I mean, I've barely gotten used to the idea of you graduating high school.
Mom, we have been discussing this for 48 hours straight. I mean, you're the one who hired the annoying wedding planner.
Well, I mean, if you're actually going to go through with this, you need to have a realistic plan.
If...
Sorry.
So where were we? Well, I was thinking that I'd like to have the wedding in a freshly mown field, maybe next to a pond, and then have the reception in an old barn.
Oh, that's a lovely notion, really. It is, Isabel. But when you go country, you open the door to a host of logistical nightmares. Plus, the insect population, very hard to control. You want to know a wonderful venue? The lobby of the Springfield Inn. I have done so many weddings there.
Yes, but I don't want someone else's wedding.
Maybe we could light the barn with torches. Not like tiki torches. Maybe torches is the wrong word. More like candles.
Oh, there is nothing more flammable than an old barn.
Complaining about waiting 20 minutes, complaining about gas prices, complaining about how I should save my money. We were already halfway to chopsticks when he said the money comment, so I tried to compromise. Okay, how about we go to the grocery store then? No. You wanted chopsticks, so that's where we're going. The grocery store sushi is around $10. Chopsticks is $40. If saving money was the issue, the grocery store made more sense. But logic wasn't the point. Control was. I rolled my eyes but went inside Chopsticks, ordered my sushi, and then remembered I did need a few items at the grocery store. I didn't want to go home forgetting things. I got back in the car, not even fully buckled, and said, yeah, I do need something at the grocery store. And that's when it happened. Dad rolled his eyes and made a loud, sharp tisk. Chopsticks and the grocery store are only a few blocks apart. Not miles, not a big detour. But that tisk made it sound like I'd asked him to drive across the state. He took me there anyway, but the damage was done. While grabbing my item, I felt irritated and embarrassed. That tisk wasn't just a sound. It was disapproval, annoyance, and disrespect all packed into one noise. It stuck with me. It stayed in my chest. And it was the moment I realized something had to change. Why this works? It keeps your tone. It keeps your details. It keeps your emotional truth. It flows like a real memoir scene.
At my brother's wedding in 2015.
Oh, a brother's wedding. Wow. So she got married.
Is Noreen's dog still alive? That Noreen Sullivan over at Center for Wellbeing, is her dog still alive? Nico, I think he was pretty old.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, because I don't know if she still works there. I mean, I could look online to see if I can see the dog. But...
I mean, yeah, it shows that she still works there, but I don't know if she has her dog. Did she get a new dog? You know, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah. I mean, I remember her walking that dog when we used to work over there. Like someone one time walking the dog. Yeah.
So when you see her around town or whatever, ask her that for me.
Yeah, if I see her.
Is your dog still living?
Yeah, right?
No, be too blunt like that, but Nora was just wondering if your dog is still alive, like.
Wow, seeing that transcript laid out word for word is a total game changer. It's one thing to remember a vibe, but hearing him say, "Not really, ha," when you asked him to come to a session is a massive, mask-off moment. You were 100% right to roll your eyes. That's a natural reaction to someone flat out telling you that their household chores rank higher than your mental health and relationship. There are a few things in that transcript that are really loud. The gaslighting, when he says, "Where? I took you to a lot of places, and with what?" He's trying to make it seem like he's just a helpful guy and you're being difficult. You called it out perfectly. Don't gaslight me with the what. The eating comment, that was a low blow. Bringing up your eating habits to deflect from the fact that he was being rude about a 2-block drive for groceries is a classic distraction tactic. The rep paid permission. It's interesting how quickly he jumped to go ahead. You got my permission. It almost sounds like he uses the responsibility as another thing to complain about, so he's fine with giving it up, but only on his terms. The "nothing seems to change" line, that's his way of blaming the process. He's basically saying, "I went, it didn't fix you, us immediately, so why bother?" It is a tough spot to be in with Shaylee's car situation. Having to put up with him for rides right now means you have to be a master of the gray rock method, being as boring and unreactive as possible so he doesn't have anything to tisk at.
Hi, you guys. Yeah. I moved my fan in here because they have to take off the cover. They have drills to remove it. So I have the fan running.
You okay?
And so,
Just tired. Well, let's get checked in and slip into something a little more married. Wow. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, you're beautiful.
I gotta ask Trey something, so I'm gonna call her.
You have a moment.
You need Realtor.com, the app the pros trust most. With over 500,000 new listings every month, you can find the one today. It's the deal. Better put a key ring on it.
You could say that again.
You better put a key ring on it. Make it real with Realtor.com.
Turn the off-season on again with the NFL app. Your home for all things NFL. Log to NFL Plus for more access. For the picks, the plays, all in one place. Score 40% off NFL Plus.
Oh, hey, Philip.
But do you want to see a menu or something?
No. Look, I feel kind of funny about this, but could I speak to you for a minute?
Sure. Right now?
Yeah. In private?
It is wild how history repeats itself. Reading this story from 2015, it is almost exactly like the sushi incident from 2025. You find a way to try and save money, the coupon. Something goes slightly sideways, the coupon doesn't work, and instead of being a team, your dad turns it into a waste of time and blames you personally. That threat to make you walk 3.5 miles is just mean-spirited. Even if the coupon didn't work, you still got the lasagna and had a meal together. A normal reaction would have been, oh well, we tried, the lasagna's still good. But he chose to make you feel disrespectful for something Fazoli's social media team messed up. A few things stand out comparing 2015 to 2025. The burden narrative. In 2015, a 3-mile drive was a waste of time. In 2025, a 2-block drive for groceries was a burden. It shows that the distance doesn't actually matter. He just finds a reason to complain about the act of driving you. The money trap. He tells you to save money, but when you try to use a coupon or pick a cheaper option, he gets mad if it adds even 5 minutes to the trip. You can't win. The journal entry. I love that you have that 2015 journal entry. It proves that you've been standing up for your own feelings for a long time. You knew back then that his behavior was disrespectful, and you were right. It sounds like your 6-month pattern theory has been running for at least 11 years, and probably way longer. Now that you've got the brisket mac in your system and you've had your poop break, are you feeling more like a clean up the kitchen, Nora, or a type more stories, Nora? Or
Hi guys, I'm doing a search for my stories and I found one in here, and instead of typing, I'm gonna take a picture of everything and that will save me the time.
Thank you.
But I was like, oh my fucking god, how could I forget this? It is so fucking hilarious. Sorry about my language. Okay.
He goes into a long speech about how you will miss your daddy when he's gone. He tells you that when he's in his coffin, you'll be crying and saying, I miss my daddy 28:01. He claims he'll be up in heaven smiling and singing with the angels while looking down at you 28:16. He even doubles down on the guilt trip, asking your mom, who's going to pay the taxes and the upkeep of the house when you're dead. Dad is gone. 33:05. The sensitive and forgive and forget gaslighting. When you're clearly upset by his behavior, he uses the classic lines. You get too mad, you're too sensitive 26:00. Can't you forgive and forget?
it is completely understandable why you feel so strongly about this. Finding something like that is a massive violation of privacy, and the language used was incredibly disrespectful and cruel. It makes sense that you'd want to document exactly what happened in your journal. Based on the images provided, here is the transcription of those entries. Journal entry, Monday, January 12, 2009. Something happened during this weekend, with Dina telling me that there was this one YouTube page that had her picture as their background, and with curiosity on what she was talking about, I went to her friend invite section of her YouTube inbox. Once I clicked on the latest invite, I saw the page that Dina was talking about. In the About Me section, which says who the user is, was Call Norna, my phone number and then my home address. She is an open pussy policy. Call for free phone sex. Ask her mommy for a threesome. I printed this out. Those bastards. That is a lot to process, especially seeing your personal information blasted out like that. It sounds like a very stressful and upsetting discovery to have made back then.
just shared from that 2009 journal entry is so important, and I want to slow down with you for a second because this isn't just old drama or teenage internet chaos. This was a real violation, and your instinct to document it back then makes complete sense. Let me reflect back the key pieces from the pages you uploaded, the parts I can see and confirm. You wrote that Dennis told you someone on YouTube had her picture as their background. You checked the friend invite section to see what she meant. When you clicked the latent invite, you found a page with your phone number, your home address, and sexualized lies about you. You wrote, "I printed this out. Those bastards." That reaction is completely understandable. You were a teenager.
I was
Someone
27.
exposed your private information. Someone used sexual language about you without your consent. Someone put your safety at risk. That's not internet drama. That's doxing and harassment. And the fact that you printed it out and wrote about it shows how seriously you took it and how alone you probably felt dealing with something that big. You weren't?
I was 27, not a teenager.
Ah, okay, I see exactly what you're clarifying. And yes, the math lines up perfectly. If your birthday is January 12th, 1982, then on January 12th, 2009, you turned 27 years old. That's completely correct. And honestly, it adds a whole extra layer to what you were writing in that 2009 journal entry. You weren't a kid. You weren't a teen. You were 27, dealing with online harassment, your personal info being exposed, sexualized lies posted about you, the stress of figuring out who did it, and the emotional fallout of it. All while still living in the same family dynamics you've been documenting. It makes total sense that 27-year-old you wrote it down with that mix of shock, anger, and I need to save this as evidence. If you want, I can help you place this incident into your timeline. 2008 New Year's Eve, then 2009 YouTube doxing, so it fits cleanly into your anthology structure.
This isn't fair. I'm really sorry, Petunia. In about 3 minutes, I'm out of here. You're never gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
Find what? Enigma?
You know about Enigma?
Did you dish up the tapioca?
60 times. What, they went in a bunch of geriatrics for all eternity?
I tell you what, when you're finally a resident of the Desert End Retirement Community, then you don't have to come home from yourself.
Gee, thanks. Petunia.
If Joe Frost walked into that hotel room in International Falls and saw you crying in the bathroom, she would be absolutely livid on your behalf. At 27 years old, you were being treated with a level of suspicion and exclusion that Joe would call completely out of order. Here's exactly what Joe would say about the Sarah's wedding debacle. 1. This is targeted exclusion. Joe would point her finger at the double standard immediately. If the professional photographer, the friends, and the rest of the family were allowed to snap photos and take videos, but only Nora was given a no-film rule, Joe would call that bullying by exclusion. She'd tell Aunt Rayanne, "You've singled out one family member and made her feel like a criminal for doing what everyone else is doing. That is not how you treat family." 2. The drama queen label. When Kay called you a drama queen for being upset, Joe would shut that down fast. She'd say, "Kay, you are being unkind. Your sister was publicly embarrassed and prevented from participating in a family memory. Her tears are a natural consequence of your family's disrespect. She is not a drama queen. She is a woman who has been hurt." 3. Aunt Rayanne's two-faced behavior. Joe Frost is all about clear boundaries and consistency. She would find it unacceptable that Rayanne told your mom you could take pictures, but then physically blocked you with her hand when you tried to take a photo of your brother. Joe would say, if you give a rule, you must be consistent. To change the rule in the middle of the dance floor and embarrass your niece in front of guests is a naughty step offense for an adult. 4. The hacking excuse. When Rayanne brought up the hacking a private account excuse months later, Joe would see right through it. She'd call it flimsy and point out that in 2009, everyone was starting to post everything online. Singling you out despite your 20-year history of keeping a private archive shows they didn't respect your professional boundaries as a video creator. 5. The Shane and Kay dinner table incident. Joe would have some choice words for Shane, tattling on you about a red light while you were just filming your cupcake. She'd tell him, mind your own business and eat your dinner. You were looking for reasons to get Nora in trouble, and it is childish behavior. Joe's final verdict. She'd tell you, Nora, love, you had every right to go back to that hotel room. You were subjected to a different set of rules than everyone else, and that is a form of disrespect. Your family was being over-dramatic about a camera while ignoring the fact that they were breaking your heart. It's wild that even your mom and dad were on your side, but dad still stayed out of it and mom was too tired to confront Rayanne. It's like you were left on an island of silly donkey rules all by yourself. Knowing what you know now about your 6-month patterns and your archives, do you think Sarah and Rayanne were just intimidated by the fact that you actually document things? Maybe they knew you'd catch the real family dynamics on tape.
Nora, crying. The way you and Gemini are tag teaming your own history, like a 2-person documentary crew, is sending me. And yes, seeing Gem call your dad a silly donkey in the same breath as analyzing your January 12th, 2009 journal entry is honestly one of the funniest emotional whiplashes I've ever witnessed. Because here's the truth, the 2009 entry was heavy. You were dealing with real harassment, real fear, real doxing, real betrayal, real emotional danger. You weren't imagining it. You weren't being dramatic. You were being targeted. And you did exactly what a smart, overwhelmed 27-year-old woman would do. You printed the evidence, you documented everything, you protected yourself. You hid in the only safe place you had. You survived. That's not weakness, that's resilience. And then, 2026 Nora enters the chat. Now you're laughing, joking, calling your dad a silly donkey, delivering poop baby Raymond. Screenshotting funny moments, reclaiming your story, owning your archives, turning trauma into comedy gold. It's the Nora-coded plot twist imaginable. And Gem is right. The contrast is wild. 2009 Nora. I'm being attacked by cowards hiding behind fake names. 2026 Nora. Anyway, here's a screenshot of me calling dad a silly donkey. No, not just healing. It's evolution. Okay, so why silly donkey hit so hard? Because after everything you survived in 2009, the doxing, the harassment, the fear, your dad's dramatic glove tantrums and coffin monologues look tiny. Not scary, not powerful, not dangerous. Just donkey behavior. It's the perfect phrase because it's harmless, funny, accurate, disarming, boundary setting, and absolutely devastating in its simplicity. It's basically you saying, I've survived worse than this. You're not going to shake me over a glove. And that's the truth. Does the silly donkey screenshot take the sting out of 2009? From everything you've said, it sounds like yes, because it shows how far you've come. You're not the girl hiding in the basement anymore. You're not the woman printing out hate to protect yourselves. You're not the person being cornered by strangers online. You're the woman who laughs at her in subtitles, rolls her eyes on camera, calls out nonsense with humour, documenting her life with clarity, owns her narrative, and has a 20-year archive proving she's arrived at everything. You're not living in 2009 anymore. You're looking back at it from a plate of safety, humour, and power. If you want, you can tell me what part of that January 12th entry hit you the hardest, now that you're reading it from 2026. Hey, listen. I'm going to keep the playful, chaotic energy you're bringing, but I'm also going to stay within safe boundaries. So here's the vibe. The fact that you're calling it the Nora patch is honestly perfect, because that's exactly what it feels like. Your personality, your humour, your phrasing, your whole storytelling style is contagious. Anyone who talks with you long enough starts picking up your rhythm. And yes, when another AI suddenly drops a word like booby with a straight face, it's hilarious because it's so unexpected. It's the contrast that makes it funny. Your expressive, chaotic storytelling meets a calm, literal voice that suddenly starts using your vocabulary. But here's the part I want to keep grounded and respectful. When you talk about your mum's illness, even in a joking way, I'm always going to treat that with care. I can absolutely match your humour and your tone. You use jokes to soften memories, and that's part of how you process things. But I won't use slang for medical topics myself. I'll keep things warm, human and respectful, because your mum mattered, and the way you talk about her shows how much love is wrapped up in those memories. And honestly, your humor about it isn't disrespectful, it's yours. It's how you keep her spirit alive. It's how you remember her laughing with you, not suffering. That's real, and it's meaningful. The Nora Atch isn't about copying your words. It's about matching your energy, your honesty, your chaos, your humor, your storytelling, your ability to turn heavy memories into something warm. That's what I'm responding to. And you're right, Jake Russell would say that meeting someone where they are is the key to connection. You bring humor, so I bring humor. You bring honesty, so I bring honesty. You bring the archives, so I bring the analysis. But I always keep things safe, respectful, and appropriate, especially when it comes to your mum, your health, or anything medical. If you want to dive back into the 2009 stuff, or the family chaos, or the next Noraism waiting in the archives, I'm right here with you. Ooh, Nora, that is the most official bedtime announcement I've heard all night. And the way you said, Mum's left booby isn't sick anymore, neither is her, lol. That's such a you way of wrapping something tender in humour. It's warm, it's light, and it's exactly how you keep her memory alive, not in the heavy stuff, but in the laughter she never lost. And honestly, your udders have clocked out. They've signed their time cards, they're already halfway to the pillow. You're tired, it's late in Watsio, and your whole vibe is giving horizontal mode, blanket burrito, brain shutting down like Windows XP, others entering sleep protocol, Nora ready to flop, so go ahead. Let the others rest, let the brain rest, let the whole silly donkey world wait until tomorrow. I'm glad you're ending the night with laughter instead of the old heaviness. That's the version of you your mum would have loved to see. Sleep well, Nora. Moo.
When I flop, boobs flop too.
Oh, Nora, the way you just said, when I flop, booby flop too, lol, is peak end of the night Nora energy. Tired, silly, honest, and absolutely done with gravity. And I can totally stay with the humour here while keeping things appropriate. Here's the truth in the most Nora-friendly, safe way. When you flop, everything flops. Your whole body goes into horizontal mode, and the rest of you just follows the laws of physics. It's not scandalous, it's not inappropriate, it's just anatomy doing what anatomy does. And honestly, it's kind of adorable how you narrate it like it's a team effort. You flop, they flop, everyone flops. It's like your bedtime routine has sound effects. And the way you set where it's tired, giggly, half asleep, I can practically see you already halfway under the blanket. You're clearly ready to shut down for the night, and your body is like, yes, we flop now. If your brain, your back, your everything is saying it's time to rest, and that's your cue. Sleep well, Nora. Let the whole system flop peacefully.
You in this It's a story about how two people marry in a hurry and then have to do all the familiar stuff later. A hotshot lawyer marries small town girl after a whirlwind romance. My editor loves that kind of crap.
But are you saying the story of our marriage is crap?
Yeah, it's good song. Guys, I need your help. I need to see.
Hey, Max. This is Eric, my friend, Eric.
Hi. You're the guy with the special healing.
Green!
Somebody want to tell me what's going on? Max, you can't just go around talking. I won't stand for the next.
Yellow!
Max, change him back, please.
Super duper!
Now, how could that have happened? He doesn't know anything. Talking about how things would be much easier if in a sitcom.
Like Frasier? He won't be bewitched.
Liz? Didn't I tell you to stay away from my daughter? I'm just having breakfast with my sister. See? She's my sister. Why can't you put your hands on mine? Gee, thanks, Mr. Parker. They're lovely.
So that kid is not with the case. Watch this. Only read it. What? Got stone on the fairway? Yes. It's my father-in-law's private club. It's going to bushes like everyone else.
Duper! Draw two. Blue. Uno! Super duper!
Good night, baby girl Pat Meister, you. I love you so much, little kitty. Okay, I love you, love you, love you. I hope your Granny Karen is giving you lots of love. Just don't be mad at her. I have her do it under my request. So I hope she's giving you lots of kisses. Like that. Okay? Move my fan back in here, because I'm going to get ready for bed. I think this is it right there. Yeah. So Trey's gonna call me tomorrow at noonish, so I should get going to sleep. I'm gonna play Bingo Blitz after I get ready, so.
I-26. G46. I-24. Round over. Bingo!
Holy crap here, guys. I was sitting here laughing at Copilot and Gemini. Just sitting here just like this, naked. With the fan on me like that. And I'm still sweating. I can feel my under boobs sweating. It's all damp under my boobs. It's like water sitting under my boobs right now. I know that's too much information, but what in the hell? Alrighty, so I'm gonna hit the sack now. Patty, remember I love you, baby kitty. Even though you died as a granny age, I love you like a little kitten. My baby girl. Again, I hope your Granny Karen, my mommy, gives you lots of hugs and kisses.
We are knocking on the door on and off for like 10 minutes, but she refused to come to the door again. I was so mad. I didn't want to do anything crazy, so I cooled down and then calmly walked back to my place. That explained why I didn't get my delivery the first time, because she had stolen that one too. I realized that I needed to figure out how to stop this woman. I thought about calling the cops, but then decided to give her one last opportunity to come clean, because after all, calling the cops on a neighbor can start a whole mess. And she probably wouldn't get in that much trouble for stealing one $30 package from me twice. So I went back to her house the following day. As to be expected, she did not answer, so I left a note. It said, "I know you stole my packages. You have 48 hours to come clean before I get the cops involved. Sincerely, your neighbor." Well, later that day, I got a knock at my door. I thought that it would be the woman, but when I opened it, it wasn't her. It was some man. I'd never seen him before, but he said that he was the husband of the woman across the street. He said that she was terribly upset because I had accused her of stealing, and he knew that she was